everybody, welcome back to the Crazy Mayday channel. I am just going to apologize. It's been a minute since we left off. Winter's come. I'm sure winter's hit you guys wherever you may live in the world. We've gotten hammered with some of this white stuff you see behind me. The whole world has. So outdoor filming has kind of been a little bit of a back burner, and working outside just not too good, at least for doing this kind of stuff what we're doing. So where we left off, we were gonna jump on these two blowers that I had gotten from auction. I'll spin you guys around. I've had them covered up here. The snow has just been everything, everywhere, just not making it nice. So we have this unit here and another blower here. This is that power washer we got going. That's going to get posted for sale now that the weather's kind of nice. This one I obtained recently from the gentleman that owned, let me just get you back around here. That blower came from the same guy that we did the work for on the last video. If you guys haven't seen that, check that out and look back in our playlist there. There's a good couple little bits of interesting YouTube video that you can watch with that. Anyway, he dropped that off. He picked up his two power washers, and then we also have a generator to get going. He dropped me off a generator. So our list keeps growing here, but today we're going to work on these blowers. These have been waiting to get worked on and resold, so I want to get them done. So I appreciate everybody watching. I'm sorry, like I said at the beginning, I should have gotten out here and got some content going for you guys, but the weather's just been terrible. Work with these winter storms, putting in extra hours, just coming home exhausted. So I'm here now, off the couch, and let's get back to it. Hang with me, guys. I'll get us reset up when we get this one in the garage. All right, so guys, we're back. Let me pan up a little bit. There we go. All right, so we're back with this power blower. This is an 8 horsepower. This is the one we picked up in the auction. Off camera, I did a little bit of work. This is a non-runner. When we bought it, sight unseen, it was considered non-running. When we first got it, just a little recap, I put some fuel down into the spark plug, pulled it a couple times, and it did run, so that's good. So today, what I want to try to do, I got some parts in the garage here. This throttle cable is no good. We're going to replace that. I shot this with a little bit of paint. This video and these repairs to this blower and the other two that we're going to drag back around here, these are not 100% full like restoration type videos. These are just power equipment that we want to run good and pretty much just have a 100% clean maintenance record from now to the rest of its life. You know what I mean? Whoever buys these, hopefully they'll take good care of them and they can serve them well. I also got, because of this handlebar being metal, without any kind of cushion, the machine vibrates a little bit. So anytime your hands, I mean, most of the people, we have gloves when they're using these machines, but I got a nice little thing of foam that we're going to wrap this handle so it gives the user something nice and soft to grab onto. Other than that, we're going to change the oil. I'm going to clean the fuel system. We're going to check the carburetor. I think I got the recoil. I can't remember. I think this is okay. The recoil pulls back pretty nice. That might be the other one. You get just working on so many, you can't remember everything. So I'm going to just get going on this. I'm going to clean this up just a little bit more. There's some sharp edges, and I just don't want to have, you know, sharp edges. I don't know if that's just from old paint or maybe a little rust decay, but I'm just going to try to clean that up a little bit, and then we'll start working on this fuel system. So I'm gonna keep the time lapse going. I wanna just, I don't wanna bore people. We're looking to get this thing to fire up and maybe clean up some of this driveway a little bit. So I appreciate everybody watching. Let's get to it. All right. This back like that. We're gonna end up reusing that hardware. I got a new throttle cable. We just have to shorten up the cable because it's a little too long. Alrighty. So let's keep cleaning this up a little bit. I'm gonna paint this up again. I'm gonna just put a piece of this cardboard over top of the engine. We're just gonna spray these bars while we're working on them. I'm gonna hit this up with a little sandpaper first. It's got a little, I got a little 220 right here. Just give something for the paint to bite into. Like I said, we're not going for 100%, restoration, put it up on a shelf type of repair. This thing's going to get used, it's going to get bumped into. We just want to clean it up nice so it just makes it look like, the last person that owned this thing had some care for its, basically just for its, for its ownership. I don't know what kind of life this thing had before I have acquired it. I don't know if it belonged to a landscaping company or just a municipality. You never know. You don't get the Carfax with this stuff, if you know what I mean. All right, I'm gonna just clean this up with a quick little rag, get the dust off, and then we'll get this painted up. Just using a little Windex here. All right. Just want to protect the engine from like any overspray. It's got a little bit on it from the last time, but we're going to try to really make it nice. Just going to take the blower over here to the corner for a minute, rattle can this, and then I'll be right back, guys. Hang on. The old Cummins just went cruising by. Alrighty. Did a quick little rattle can paint job on the handlebars. They look all right. So we're gonna focus in now on, let's see here, try to get you set up to where you look good. All right, we want to get this air cleaner off. Our carburetor's back there. That's what we need to focus on. I'm going to also remove that fuel tank, just clean that out a little bit. Let's keep it going. All right, I'm going to tape that back as well. It's nice having these plastic tanks. Definitely some moisture in there. It's nice having these plastic tanks. They don't rust, so that you can basically clean them out and then dry them out and then put some nice fresh fuel in there. Well, we don't need to take that off. Okay. Let's see what we got under here. Okay, so it just kind of hangs there. Fuel. Fuel line's really on there. Everything's plastic, so I just want to be very careful with removing it. I might take that off with the carburetor. Let's leave that there for now. I'm gonna go to your side. I got paint on me. Okay. It looks to be a flathead. There's our air cleaner inside. So that baby's been on there for a minute. We're gonna have to get a new one of those. Got some cobwebs, but we'll blow them out. Air filter's not terrible. A little old, but not terrible. So that's good. Let's get the rest of this air cleaner off. Maybe that will come off of there. I don't know. We'll see. This is a 715? Yep. What else we got over here? This little small guy right there. To get off. Got that little thing off there. This is 5/16. Okay. Now, work that off of that. What else we got hanging on? All right, just a little breather tube here. Okay. Well, truthfully, we didn't have to take that off. So let's pop that back on. You know what, I'm going to leave it off because we're going to touch this up. I want to give this a nice little paint job. I say we don't do restoration here, but it's kind of turned into a restoration, right? All right, so fuel line, what we got here? A little nut. Someone's been in here before. Alrighty. Carb doesn't look too bad. You know, it's gonna probably need a little cleanup, but doesn't look terrible. I'm gonna get my blow gun. I wanna clean this out a little bit. I'm just going to try to separate this carburetor from the intake. It's been married for a minute, so I'm just going to give it a little light tap. Put our fuel down here. Okay. Pop that off. No. Let me see what we got over here. Let's take this off as well. Okay. That's our throttle cable. I'm going to make the new one I got has a little longer cable. We'll cut that, and then we'll basically make us up a new one that's the exact same. So let's do that. All right, I'm going to get the bottom bolt off of there. Going on 11. Make sure we're going the right way. Oh, good Lord, it's all water. No wonder. So that's not good. Someone hasn't taken care of their equipment too good there. I'm gonna let you guys look at this. That's not what you want in the bottom of your carburetor bowl. I think this is gonna call for one of those Timu carburetors. It's literally like mud in there. It's crazy. I'm telling you, the stuff you see with old power equipment and the way it's just, I don't know, been taken care of, it's a shame. The listing said non-running. That's a fact. Oh boy. I know I say it's not worth it a lot of times when it comes to these carburetors, for the value and the basically the hourly rate of a shop to, you know, do this type of work. But us here, entertainment purposes, we're doing it for the entertainment. There is no hourly rate here. It's just to make it run. So as bad as it looks, I'm gonna try to do my best to clean it up. I'm gonna give WD-40 here a shot and let these parts soak a little bit. And then we just might be able to make this thing go again. Not today, but maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. Just trying to descale a lot of the rust off of this thing. I don't know if someone just left the gas cap off and it was outside in the rain, or if someone's gas tank was just full of water and they had some water gas mix that they dumped into the gas tank and it just said no thank you. Okay, get some WD-40 in this thing. That's what we're using, guys. WD-40 Specialist. Just gonna work this in here. Now, if you guys were doing this, like fix up or repair, you would obviously want to start with the main engine, right? You want to make sure that it's going to run before you waste all your time in cleaning carburetors and painting handlebars and stuff like that. We did confirm that off camera. That was the first thing I did. I said it before in a previous video, but that was the first thing that I made sure that these things had the potential to run, and they cranked up. So once you have that, you know your compression's good, you know you have spark, you know you have air. So basically, it's 99% of the time always going to be your fuel issue, carburetor, you know. But once you get that dialed in, then you can knock out your oil change, your aesthetics, your air filter. You're just going to go through it and make a list, right? Just basically, all right, this is no good, this is no good, this is okay. I can make that work. All right. I'm going to set this off to the side. I'm going to leave this with a little bit of this rust penetration, working on that little bit of scale rust that's in there. But this is what we're looking at now. A little bit of scale in there, as you can see, but not like it was. So I'm going to set this off to the side, and then we'll come back to that. I'm going to keep working on this carburetor. I want to get it off the actual intake. Okay, let's see. All right. It looks like it's got inverted Torx. Got this little set of inverted Torx. Let's see what size this is. Hey, that's going to be perfect. That's an E5, inverted number 5. See if we can't get these studs out of here. Ah, they weren't that bad at all. And that's what actually holds the carburetor in. Who knew? All right, let me work this one on a little bit better. Okay. So these, just so you guys know, sometimes, let me see if I can make that zoom in. See that little, hang on a minute. Okay. See that little provision right there? That was actually holding the carburetor tight to the intake. So sometimes you have that. So before you go ahead and, like I was doing, trying to beat the carburetor off, see if you have to remove your studs to actually get the carburetor off. Let's see. There we go. Freed up my tool. All right, now let's see if the carburetor wants to come off. Ah, yeah. Okay. Our gasket tore, but it did come off. Alrighty. So yeah, that's the bottom of it. This one might be savable. I'm gonna try it. I normally don't do it, but I'm gonna try it. We're gonna clean it out, and we'll see if we can't save this bad boy. All right. This has actually got a little diaphragm vacuum pump. Kind of neat. All right, guys. I'm gonna remove this little diaphragm pump because as much water as we had in that carburetor, I want to clean out the fuel line. I have to disconnect that tank lower fuel line hose off. I want to clean that out as well. Well, I still have you here, and we call it a night. We're starting to lose daylight. I got started at a later time today. I'm sorry, but just doing things around the house. So let me get that spark plug out. I want to get a new spark plug in that. I mean, it's all you can really ask for, right? New spark plug. I'm going to take a mental note of the air filter part number. It's actually a nice Briggs & Stratton number. So I'm going to see if I can't get that. And then I want to replace our pre-filter. This thing's just not doing us any luck here. I mean, so with these machines, dust is like inevitable. I mean, you're blowing a lot of dirt and sand and everything else at high velocity. So sometimes it like almost like cyclones and comes back to the machine. So you don't want to have any of that stuff that you're kicking up going back into your engine. So I'll get one of these as well. Let's get that spark plug out. This was already loose from before when we got the thing cranked up. So yeah, this is a Champion. Just show you the plug here. This camera always has a hard time focusing, I'm sorry. So yeah, that's our plug. Not looking too bad, but it's definitely black. So let's get it changed so it's nice and clean and ready to keep this engine going for a little while. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave you at that for this one. You stay tuned. We're gonna pick it right back up. It'll be a second for you guys. It'll be tomorrow for me. We made a good little progress so far on this little thing. We've got the carburetor off, the spark plug out. We got the second coat of paint on our handlebars. We did a little investigation on finding out that the air filter's okay and that pre-filter needs to be replaced. We're gonna hit this up with a little black paint. So a lot of little things we're doing. We got the new throttle cable. You'll all see that in a minute here. But I'm gonna call it a night, and I appreciate you guys watching. All right, guys, I'm back. It's the next day. I did place the order last night for the items we need: the air filter, that pre-filter, the spark plug, and I just went ahead and just ordered the carburetor for this unit. I mean, that one I said we could probably clean it up. If we don't have good success with the OEM or the aftermarket one, I'll probably still attempt to maybe clean out the OEM one. The only thing that was really kind of making me nervous was the intake elbow on that original carburetor had a little plastic barb, and I'm just afraid it was looking kind of like just fractured a little bit, so I don't want it to cause a gas leak in the future. So just, you know, throwing, I don't know, it was like 15 bucks for a carburetor on this thing. It's worth the shot. So we're gonna let that stuff come in. It's gonna be here in a few days, so I'm not gonna let that hold us up in our video. I still have a couple things we want to do on this before we swap it with another one. I'm gonna do this throttle cable that we were talking about yesterday. I'm probably just gonna drain the oil, put some fresh oil in that. That's simple, easy stuff. And then, oh, I have that hand grip thing. We can probably install that now that the paint is dry. We'll put that on to make that look kind of nice. There's a little adjustment knob down here. Sorry, you guys can't see. I gotta put you down a little more. So right here, this knob does the actual like pitch of where you want the air to kind of like direct itself. Sometimes, you know, you direct it down because you're really trying to blow the dirt off in a certain spot, or you tilt it up a little bit when you're doing more like leave work. So we're gonna get that freed up. This is a little frozen, so we'll try to get that done. Let me get you adjusted here. Okay. So yeah, so we got a couple little things we're gonna still do to this thing before we grab the other unit. So let's just keep going. I'm gonna do like I always do, kick it on the time lapse. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. Please give me a like, subscribe if you want to try to see more. We've been on a little bit of a roll with doing a lot of repair videos and stuff like that. It's just because what we enjoy to do for fun is our camping. Well, that season's kind of a little bit on hold during the winter months, so I try to keep the channel going with something that I'm kind of good at, I think. And I have a lot of friends that need small little odd jobs done, so I try to help them out, make some content for you guys, and then learn a little bit, you know what I mean? If you guys, you know, could comment, tell me what you might do different or what I should try to do different, please let me know. I'll try to read them and then adjust accordingly to the channel. So I appreciate you watching. So we're gonna keep going with this. I did want to get that fuel tank off. That's one other thing. Get that cleaned out, blow these lines out, and get this little fuel pump diaphragm cleaned out. So let's just keep going. I appreciate you guys watching. So let's do it. This oil looks super good, nice and clean. That's a good sign. Didn't even need to be changed. That's good. I really like to see that. So someone had a little bit of care for this blower. This drain plug's got a nice magnet in it, so that's a nice plus. So like I said on a couple of the previous part 2 video, you can find out information on the year of this particular unit. A lot of times if there's any placards or information panels still available, this one shows that it conforms to the 95-98. So that's kind of the time frame of this machine. I would have to take a guess. So it's around that, you know, age. It's getting old, like us all. But still running good, decent shape. We're gonna give it a second chance on life here. That's what we do. I gotta put the plug in here. put a little bit of this gel lube in there. I got this off of I bought it from, there's a good YouTube channel on a lot of this kind of stuff. His name is Terrell Fixes All. Just want to give him a shout out. I do watch his videos quite a bit, and they come in handy on a lot of things. He's got so many videos out there on this type of stuff that you'd really have to look into his channel for a little bit and kind of go back to see a lot of his videos, because he's just covered so many different aspects of different power equipment that unless you really refine your search down to a certain thing, you're going to be there for a while. But a plethora of knowledge that man has done, like, just wonders for us, you know, DIY people that are trying to figure out how to work on their own power equipment, save some money. Some people get a little bit lost in it and then end up messing something up, or they jerry rig it. So, but if you have a little bit of good DIY skills, that's a good channel to watch. Just wanted to give him a nice little shout out. He does a lot of, you know, jokes, and he comments about other people's videos. So he keeps it entertaining for sure. So he sells this in his online store, this gel lube, and it does a lot. And I've used this stuff before on previous projects, but it's a good little can of lube, and it helps out, you know, his channel and helps out his business. So he swears by it. You only need a little bit. It goes a long way. Just gonna spray a little bit down in there. Sorry for all the background noise. That's why I got my little muffler on here. We had the snowstorms like everybody else. Oh yeah, that's much better. Much nicer. So we've had the snowstorms like every other part of this world has, and it has put a lot of weight. All that snow and ice has put a lot of weight on a lot of like weak limbs and things like that. And there's so many down limbs and like just branches and brush that the tree guys are just working overtime to try to clean up the roads and get all the power lines cleared of the branches laying down on them. So, all right, so this is pretty good. That's going to be where it's going to live. So I'm going to zip tie this up to this. I might zip tie it, or I might go one extra step and actually do like a little bit more permanent, like hose clamp it. That way the, you know, zip tie will get tired and it'll probably fray after a while and just basically snap off. So I think I'll do a solid here, and I'll get a couple of hose clamps, and we'll get that nice and snug and keep it tight and tidy. But I'm gonna get this kind of lined up because we have to cut this cable. I'm gonna take a quick measurement. All right, I grabbed 2 hose clamps. I'm going to use a little cutter. They make a special tool that does this very nice, cutting the cable and actually making that nice little 90-degree bend. I was thinking about buying it. But I don't do it enough to really justify buying it. But it's basically the end that we're trying to do. If you can see, we want this style end, that little bend, mimicked right on this one right here, so it's just straight. So once we get our length, then we'll cut this and we'll try to imitate that little bend so we can get it into the throttle cable down here, or the throttle linkage, I'm sorry. I'm going to zoom you down so you guys can kind of really see where we're at here. Okay. I'm going to bring you around. So, okay. This is right here where we're going to be working. I'm gonna get these hose clamps on. Okay, so I think, I'll just straighten this out a little bit. I think we accomplished what we wanted to there. Can you see that? It's got that little S bend to it. So, okay. So now, I'm going to fish that in there. All right. Okay. Let me tighten this up now. Let me just see how this works before we go. Hopefully we don't tear this up too much. Yeah, it's not looking good, folks. Oh, there we go. Threads were a little rusty, but I'm gonna use some of our gel lube again. Beautiful. Okay. That was good, quick, and easy. I like that. Okay. Let's see now. I guess we got to get to the fuel system. We got the oil change done. We got our throttle cable on. We added some real nice cable clamps here. All that's working beautifully. So yeah, let's get this fuel cleaned out. I just want to take this off, blow that out very, very lightly. There's rubber diaphragm in there, so don't want to mess any of that up. Alright guys, I'm going to pause the video here. I'm going to get the air compressor out, blow all this out. I want to blow that fuel pump out, blow this other small line out, get this tank cleaned up, and then we'll put that back on. And then the last thing we have left, because we're kind of at a standstill with where we got to go with this, is we're going to pop that nice foam hand grip on there. And then this one will be a wrap for today. I'll go out back, grab another one, and we'll continue on with the next one. So we'll see. Just hang in there with me. It's going to be a minute, and then you guys will see what's going on. All right, guys, we're back. I took this fuel pump apart. Glad I did. There was some moisture in there. I blew it out very easily. There's, fragile parts inside these things. This is an oldie. It was able to be taken apart. I'm guessing a lot of the newer stuff, they kind of don't make it serviceable, so that's a plus. With this older power equipment, sometimes they don't make them as good as they used to. Saying applies right here, because if this was a newer one and it had this type of fuel pump, it would have probably been a sealed unit, and if it would have had water in it, it would have been a lot harder to get it cleaned out. So there's a savior there. So I'm going to pop this back on off camera. I just got done cleaning out the fuel tank. That had a lot of stubborn water in it, and the tank is kind of baffled, so there's a lot of intricate little nooks and crannies. So I sat there for a while and really blew it out, put a towel in there and kind of rubbed it all around, pulled it out, blew it out some more, put some brake cleaner in there and just sloshed it around, and then blew it out some more. So that's good. Now it's drying. Our air cleaner cover, and as far as the air cleaner cover and the outside metal housing that goes over top of this, I was able to kind of scuff them, taped off the labels, and I rattle canned them with some black paint. So they're actually now drying over there in the sun. So we're going to pop this fuel pump back on, and then basically we're going to move on to our handlebars, and then that's pretty much it on this one. It's been long enough, right? So hopefully once we get this back on scene here, basically we'll have our carburetor, we'll have our air filter, and we'll have our spark plug, and it'll be a pretty much speedy process. Put them all in, ding, 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 and then just crank it up, and the old fingers crossed, this thing cranks up and runs beautifully. I know I wasn't going to do a full-on restoration, and I've been kind of painting and trying to keep the thing boosting the look a little bit, It's just because I'm going to sell this, so I want it to sort of look like, you know, there was some care taken with this machine, even though it's older, and it'll help sell it. So let's keep going here. I'm going to put this back on. All right, now, fuel line came in on the bottom. I remember that. So let's put our, and then this was to the carburetor. Yes, out to the carburetor. Okay, let's get this line on. Okay. And I'm actually going to save myself some aggravation. We won't put that on just yet because that fuel line from the gas tank has to go on, and it's back here, so I'll make it a little easier for myself. This is basically going to be the reversal of taking it apart. Zoom down, there we go. All right, let me get that handlebar cushion. So, let's see, we're just gonna, like I said, this is just some real nice heavy duty pipe insulation for your house plumbing pipes in cold areas. It says it's UV resistant, so that's good. And that feels really nice. And it fits really nice. I'll take my gloves off here. Okay. I think that's pretty good, really, right there, just like that. This has a peel and stick tape that goes on the back side of it, so I'll have to work that a little bit better. Let's get that put on here. As much as I like it to go around, I think we're gonna have to trim it to the ends because it's just not gonna stay. You know, it's not really meant to do the 90 degrees. So let me get my utility knife. That is plush. You couldn't ask for a better thing than that. That is super nice. Like I said, these things vibrate a lot. So any kind of like, you know what I mean? It's like running a jackhammer all day. When you get home, you feel like your body's still vibrating, but anything you can mitigate all that shock does it nice. Okay. So that's going to be it for this one. I'm going to pause the camera. I'm going to roll out back, grab the other one. We'll bring that around and we'll see what that's going to take to get going. My friend said that he thinks that it should just take gas and it could crank right up. So you and I are going to see it together firsthand, and we'll see what happens. So hang in there. Let me get this one put away, clean up a little bit, and then we'll bring around the other one and see what goes on. All right, guys, we're back. I did a quick swap around. This is another one very similar to the one we were just working on. It definitely seems to be a little bit older. So the other one was around 95 to 98. So this one could be like I don't know, 92, maybe 90s. So we're talking a good long time here. It's in good shape. He's working on giving it a rattle can paint job, so he primed it. I'm going to spin it around, so I'm going to spin you guys around to show you. So we're going to just basically go over the thing, just check the oil before we crank it up. I don't know, you know what I mean, the last time this thing ran. So it is a little Wonder, pretty much the same power, 8 horsepower, I believe. Briggs and Stratton. So let's take a look at it together. So here it is. Give you a little 360 there. Basically, it's got the old ground out the spark plug that way to shut it down. A little different carburetor setup. It's what they call the updraft. So the air enters in here, goes down, gets carbureted, and then up and then in. So same oil location there. So we're gonna check that, make sure that it's got good oil. Fuel filter under there. Fuel tank, he cleaned it pretty good. So that's that. It's got the old school fuel shut off. So hopefully that'll work. Let's see. Yeah, the tank looks super clean. See if I can get you guys to see down in there. Nothing too bad in there, so that's good. I'll just leave that off. All right. All these projects are basically older power equipment's been sitting for a long time, and we just want to clean out the garages, basically, you know, get rid of all the excess. You know, you got what you got that you know is good, that you use every time, every year, different parts of the year. So this has just been sitting around. It's a good piece, just needs to get running. While it's running, now's the time to sell it. Spring's coming. Same thing with the other two that we're working on. Power washing season, same thing. It's just now's the time. Offload all the extra, you know what I mean? So, all right, we're gonna get back down here. All righty. He did put brand new tires on here, so that's, you know, a good thing. For the future owner, not to have to worry about. Okay. All right, so his is working there. Let's put our tech. All right, there's some oil in there. Let me get a little. Oh, oil's definitely dirty, so definitely gonna need an oil change. But for now, we have oil, so let's just make sure that it's gonna crank up and run. Like I said, do an initial evaluation here. Got to get this tape off of the spark plug. Okay. Spark plug. Seen a little bit better days, right? I'm going to wire brush it out for now. And just like with everything else my buddy and I do, I get a hold of him, I let him know, hey, this is what we need, and he normally orders it up, and we meet up, and then we basically exchange some good times and basically the parts, and then I get back to it, finishing the rest of his project, finishing the rest of the videos, and we make a good unit. So I'm gonna step in the garage real quick, get a wire brush, get that little cleaned off. Let's see what else here. Just make sure we got no critters up in our air cleaner. All right, air filter. It looks old. If it's got a part number, I'm going to take a quick note of that while I'm going to the garage to get that wire brush. This way, if we want to get a new one, we can. Okay. It looks like it's an OEM Briggs. I mean, it's not terrible, but it looks just old. So, all right, we're back. Cleaned out the spark plug. Made a note for the air filter. Basically, it's height, width, and then the inner diameter opening. Basically, I just measured this distance, top to bottom, and then the inner opening. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is a generic air filter. Once I put in the little Wonder, 8 horsepower, whatever engine, I'm sure these will pop up. So it'll be pretty easy. I'm gonna leave the air filter off for right now because when we get ready to crank it up, I might need to give it a little bit of help here. So I did lubricate the recoil, and let's see. Let's put this guy back on so we can get spark. Hopefully it's getting spark. I never heard this thing run, so we're not really putting a lot into it just yet. I got the fuel valve cleaned up and got that working. The tank's clean, the spark plug's in good. We're gonna choke it. Throttle, I gotta take this off of here so we can kind of get a little idea of what we got up here. So let me get this tape removed. Okay. I'm gonna back this up here. Actually, I'm gonna put you in a better spot, because if this thing does crank up, it's gonna get pretty windy. Let's move you over here. Yeah, how's that looking? Not too bad. Okay. I'm gonna move some of this stuff out of the way. Let me get the fuel. I'm gonna pump a little bit in here. All right, that's plenty. Let's check for leaks. Looks okay for now. All right. Just gonna hold that for now. All right. All right, fingers crossed, guys. Let's see what happens. Full choke. All right. So it's got, I guess, a ground to shut it off. So yeah, let's do half. We have oil, choke. Let's put the gas cap back on. Fuel's on. Let's try it. That surprised me. Okay. Now, the guy did say, he said this thing should pretty much probably fire right up. So let's I mean, that was one pull. Let's give it another try. All right, we can go full choke again. Okay. So we initially got a little bit of fuel into the carburetor. That's what made it crank up. So now, just letting the fuel work its way in. From the tank. So it's going to take a couple good tries. Let's give it a little cheat here. I want to basically shoot it with a little hot shot secret here, just to get it sort of priming the fuel. And then we'll see what happens. If it runs and then dies, runs and dies, then we know we got a carburetor issue. But let's try it. Okay, so basically that's telling us, yep, another one, we have a carb issue. So let's stop there. We know that it's only running on ether, so we're not getting fuel through the carburetor. So basically we got to tear the carburetor down. Okay. Get this on board out here. So I'll hold this on. Looks like it was a 10. Or in this old standard 7/16. Yep, 7/16. Okay. Okay. Leave that out. So what else we got here? There's an O-ring right here. these things do dry out, they get hard. You have a high potential, because this being plastic, of this leaking. So what that's going to do is going to cause your machine to run lean. So you want to definitely swap this out with a good fresh new one, because you don't want to be drawing any unfiltered air through here, right? If this is basically sucking air, you're not filtering it through the filter. Okay. Okay. So that's all that. Just a little tight down. There we go. All right, let's be careful where the lid is. Got that off. Lay down. Basically, got twice. This is this is the real deal. This is a heavy duty carburetor. I could just feel it in the weight. You know what I mean? This thing is meant to last the test of time. You know, there's a lot of metal here. There's no plastic. So, you know, they built these well. But let's see, we can get it opened up, clean it out. All right, guys. So, can you see this okay? Yeah. All right. Let's see what we can find out in here. We don't bring any gas. It's a lot of time to do, but try to be careful. Yeah, but everyone's outside. It's we gas. Okay. So we go tap on it. We're getting plenty of fuel to it. Just lay down here in the fruit. Get a hammer. Get a couple weight taps. She's stubborn. Okay. Work some of this WD-40 around in here. Give it one good final clean out. Basically, I mean, these old school carburetors would be worth rebuilding, because you just can't get this kind of quality anymore. And when they put these type of carburetors on these old school machines, they you know, they meant for them to be rebuilt. So that's why they're all metal. There's no plastic really. So taking a little time to do this is probably worth it in this case, even though this thing is very old. But it pays to actually, you know, put some love and effort into reviving the original carburetor. All right, let's stick this back in there. That looks much better. All right, now let's put this baby back together. All right. Get that lined up. Okay. We're getting there. You guys can come in closer here. Okay. Put our bolt in here. Make sure that that's nice and snug in that area. Make sure our boot's still on. Yep. Okay. Nice and tight. 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 Okay. Snug this up. Okay. Let's turn the fuel back on. See what happens. Fingers crossed, guys. You cross yours too. Alrighty. Let me get you set up out of the way. I'm gonna turn the fuel on, get that going. That way it kind of primes. Okay, full. We're gonna go full choke. We got the fuel line hooked up. Might take again another couple pulls, but let's see what happens. Got one. All right, guys. So there you go. There's no leaks anywhere on the carburetor here. Our fuel valve is nice and dry, and it's running. I'm gonna shut the fuel off. Okay. So that's what I say. These old school, just power equipment, they were made during a different time. You know what I mean? Time when things just weren't thrown away. It took a lot to buy this when it was brand new for a family or, you know, a business owner. And they had the skill and the knowledge to make repairs to their equipment because they needed it to last. You know what I mean? They couldn't just, oh, this thing don't run, throw it out to the curb, let's go get another one. That wasn't reality back then. So these older units, I mean, this isn't from like the 60s or the 50s, but you know, the 90s. So it's been a minute, you know what I mean? And things have definitely changed in the world with industry and how things are designed and made, and the thought of how long it's going to last, you know what I mean, for cost and dollar. So that's a good sign. So now, like I said, I'm still going to get an air filter for this. We're going to get another spark plug. It's the same one as the other unit. We're going to change the oil, and then that's pretty much it on this one. So this one's going to be a complete, it's just a complete unit now. I'm not going to film the oil change again. That's just the same old stuff. Spark plug and air filter is just going to be a quick swap. So we're not going to worry about that. I'm going to change the oil and then pretty much call that one a done deal. So we have now 2 blowers under our belt. The one, we're still waiting on some parts. This one, once the oil change is done and I get the air filter and the spark plug, we'll be good to go. So I appreciate you guys hanging in there. I know these things get a little long toothed, but I mean, it took literally, you know, 20 minutes of just going through this carburetor, cleaning it out, you know, being very diligent with it so you're not tearing anything, and boom, right then and there, done, back up and running again. So that's just goes to show you that's what it takes. But all right, enough yapping. You guys hang in there. I'm gonna go do a couple little things to this off camera, and then we'll grab the next one. I appreciate you guys watching. Welcome back, guys. It's been a few days. Sorry, we're running out of daylight already. I got a late start. This is a midweek video trying to just get this one done. I got my parts in. We got our new air filter. I got a new OEM Champion spark plug for our blower. We got the Temu carburetor, came with all the gaskets that we need. I had a little time off camera to paint the gas tank, the air cleaner cover, and then that metal housing. So that's all good. I think we're ready to kind of put this thing together, throw some gas in it. Fingers crossed, we'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully we get our good runner and we move on to the next one. So I'm not going to yap too much. I'm just going to go on and get you guys in a better angle here, and then we'll just put this thing together. So I hope you guys enjoy this one. It's been a long one, a long one. So you guys hang in there. Let me get you set up in a better viewing point, and then we'll knock this out together. All right, guys. So I think we're ready. Finally, right? I'm gonna put some gas in this thing. I'm gonna move this box out of the way so when the thing fires up, hopefully, we'll not have anything getting blown away. So let me grab the fuel can. We'll put some fuel in it. I'll figure out the choke. I'm gonna peel that off real quick just so I can see which way is choke. That should be good enough. So we're gonna put the cap back on. I'm gonna flip you around to the other side and we're gonna see if it cranks. It might not run the best. The carburetor still might need to be adjusted, but if we get it to run, that's 100% good in my book. No leaks. Fuel's on. Choke, ignition on, throttle. Ugh. Let's see how it goes. Everything's looking okay. All right, we're back. I just readjusted you. No success just yet. Remember, we had the diaphragm off. We blew that out. The fuel line's filling up. I have it choked. Ignition is on. Let's give it a couple more pulls. No luck. Success, guys, success. So, I don't know if that little rocker switch, the on and off button, was maybe just stuck. You know what I mean? These things been sitting outside for a while. But we got it to fire up. So I probably need to adjust that carburetor, you know what I mean, a little bit, fine tune it. And then I think she'll be a good runner. So we got it running. We got it running. I'm gonna do one more just so we know we're good. And then I'll come back, hang on. Let's go back to full choke. The fuel's still on, our switch is still on. All right, guys, so this thing, it puts out some air. That wheel, that big counter wheel in there, I could just feel it when I'm pulling it over. This thing pushes some air. Like, we were at full throttle there for a minute, but even at that mid, like 3/4 throttle, the velocity of air coming out of this little housing right here was crazy. I didn't think it was gonna have that much. This one feels stronger than the one that I have in the back that belongs to my buddy. Just saying, that one pulls over a little easier, and the diameter of the actual wheel cover here on this one's a little bit wider than that one. So it must just have a bigger velocity wheel. Like, just, that thing is huge, like cast iron. But anyway, it's running. We need to definitely do a little fine tuning with that carburetor on the low speed side. Seems to like it right at high speed, which most people are gonna run these things at high speed, but you do wanna throttle it down once you're basically getting, you know, to a new area or whatever. You don't wanna have it blowing 100%. So that's gonna be a little fine tuning off camera. We've got it running. What we came to do, we accomplished it. This thing's now got new air filter, oil changes done, spark plug, fuel system's cleaned out. We'd get a nice little, you know, rattle can paint job. What else? New throttle cable. And I'm gonna just air the tires up. We put our nice new foam grip pad on there, and that's it, guys. I'm stoked. I am stoked. This thing's got more power and more balls than I thought it would have had. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna leave it at that. We've been working on these things for a minute. This video is super long. I already know it because I've kind of edited some of the beginning already out of this. So I'm gonna leave this one to bed here. Our next video, we have more stuff to work on. More stuff's coming in. I have one more blower to actually work on, but we're not gonna include that into this little small series of stuff that we're working on. So the next video coming out, guys, that I want you to stay tuned for is, I don't know if you saw it in the background, we have a Honda generator. Again, dreaded carb issue, right? We got a brand new, freshy OEM carburetor, not cheap, not a knockoff, not that Temu brand carburetor. This one's got electronics. So we're gonna be working on that. We're gonna get into this. We're gonna do the oil change, check it over. That belongs to my buddy as well. I'll include the other blower in the generator repair. We'll just do the blower as like a little bonus footage, I guess, kind of thing to that. But I appreciate everybody watching. I'm gonna dial this thing in when we have a little more daylight, and then basically it's going up on the Facebook Marketplace for sale. Just trying to clear the herd out, you know what I mean? But anyway, on that note, I appreciate everybody watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. I try to put a little, you know, interesting twists and little information in the video so it doesn't become just a long, boring video of me working on an old piece of equipment. But all in all, I am very, very happy. These were non-runners. We've got the non-running out of it, and now it's running, and it took a little bit of love and care, but boom, we're ready, right back into it, ready to go for a landscaper, a homeowner, anybody. But thanks, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. See you.